Dubai as a family with one child in 1982 when my husband was posted here by his company. He is an engineer and he came out to work in the power generation field. Eventually I went into working in a local school, doing my profession at the time, which was catering, and I worked in running the school canteen. Shortly after that, I went into the education side, and we had another child, so there was now 4 of us. My husband's still working in the power generation business, and I became a teaching assistant, working first of all in an English-based school, and then years later I went back to the school that I had worked at before, which was now Rashid School for Boys, and I went in there as an educationalist, and I was there until I left about 3 years ago. The only sad thing is I've never learnt to speak Arabic, and the reason is, even when we came here in the early 82, we didn't need to speak it. You would go into a shop and everybody would speak English. We would go into, even to put petrol in your car, the guys would speak English, and we never needed to speak. Even meeting locals, they would speak English to you. Recollection I have of the first experiences of being here during Ramadan was when I was working in Lطيفة School for Girls, and the girls, there was a mixture of pupils. There was European girls and local girls. Ramadan was a huge part of the school calendar, and with me working in the catering side, it really affected the way that my job was, because of course I had to understand that the girls were not allowed to, like, part of the Ramadan is like you're fasting during the day, so my job finished for the whole time of Ramadan. We had to sort of do other things in the school apart, because the girls were fasting. And we also learnt, I was very, very fortunate that the girls in the school taught me and told me about other things that happen in Ramadan, because it's not all about the fasting side of things. There's a lot of other things that go on in families and with individuals for the holy month of Ramadan. And so that was very important, because it let me understand more. And so I think, and I've always told people about that, new people that have come to Dubai, and they've explained, well, what is Ramadan? And I've been able to tell them, a little bit extra, the knowledge that I know. Local people that I've met, and it's mostly been local teenagers, I've always been interested in knowing what my life is like, what my family's life is like, and how we come to Dubai. And also the big question they always ask is why we came to Dubai, and why we've stayed for so long, and how our children have integrated into the society here. And it's been a great pleasure to tell them and to explain to them that we initially came because of work for a year, and 34 years later we're still here, and we would still like to stay for another 6-7 years. They also notice my accent is different. They always talk about my accent, and they know that that's not a normal British accent. With working with the boys for so long, it's very nice when I'm recognised by some of them, because they're still all working here. Some of them are in the police service, a lot of them went into the army, and so if they see me in the malls, they always come over and they say, oh, hello Miss Suzanne, how are you, how are your family, what are you doing now? And or some of them are actually quite shocked that I'm still here, and they'll say, oh my goodness, you're still here. That is so good. And they're very, very pleased that we made Dubai our home. Still, my favourite place to visit is Jumeirah 1, which is now Jumeirah 1, next to the Grand Mosque. That was the centre hub of Dubai when we arrived. You still had down in Bird Dubai and the Creekside. I still mention to visitors, you have to go to Bastakia and see the wind tower houses, and because that to me is the true centre of Dubai. That's where it all started, with the museum, and it's just all spread out from there. And we were extremely lucky because at one point they were going to knock all that down, and a local architect managed to save them by saying that these are so important to Dubai because these were one of the first houses after the fort was built. These were the first houses of Dubai, and they should be kept. And I'm so glad that this is now a cultural centre down there, and there's so many art galleries and cultural centres and heritage centres down in that area, which I think is very, very important. We have so many photographs of Dubai and in albums, because we all used to print your photographs before digital, and I must have about, I don't know, countless albums of my family growing up in Dubai and our experiences. But looking through them, it's very, very rare to find a picture of myself, because I was always behind the camera. I was always the one taking the photographs and documenting our life's experiences here and the days that we spent on the beach, the school projects that my kids used to get involved in, and all the experiences that we've had. So unfortunately, looking back at these albums, there are not many photographs of myself, which is a bit sad, but at least my children, who are still living in Dubai, and my granddaughter is in Dubai, they have lots and lots of photographic evidence of their life here since they've been young, and their school days, their friends, and the people that they've grown up with.